Hello, my name is Jennifer Stewart and welcome to my screencast on Makerspace. A makerspace is an area set up in the classroom for students who are, I think, more or less kinesthetic learners that they come around and need to express their mastery in a different and unique way. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay, how can you use your students' interests, motivations, and social connections to develop knowledge about the subject? Well, as you can see here, I put up a pocketbook of change because you want to entice these students that this is something cool. This is something that's innovative. This is something where the students can get creative and ingenious with putting together an assignment that expresses their understanding of content. You can use them for any kind of community service. The Makerspace is utilized to help students get involved with each other and get involved in groups, which is nice. I think it's really appealing because kids, especially in the secondary levels, are very, very social and very, very creative and need a chance to express that. Okay, teaching with Makerspace. How can you use the Makerspace concepts in the classroom to help teach content? The Makerspace concepts, being that they're you're using kind of outside resources, outside materials, helps students learn concepts such as, I don't know, business, where they can go out and strike deals with companies or local establishments to get donations. It teaches them how to communicate effectively to get what they want for their project, for their school. It encourages a sense of globalness, and it really teaches them how to reach out and mature a little bit with getting what they need for their classes. Okay. What skills do you want your learners to develop and why? I think with this particular Makerspace concept, the students are going to learn skills of acceptance, where they're working with their peers that are functioning on different levels. They'll gain some growth with that, with their social, emotional, as well as cognitive abilities. And what they're focused on is, hey, where do you feel most comfortable? Where do you feel like you're getting the most development, strengthening, and where do you feel when you come across these kind of multi-level applications, where do you feel that you need to work some more? What will you do for the kids who are amazing at making? Well, it's important to really catch your strong ones because you pair them up with those kids that really are kind of underdeveloped when it comes to working with others. The kids that are amazing, you utilize those strengths to help you teach that class. You say, hey, where did you come up with that? Or what's your background? You can really get to know an individual that way, and it encourages a whole lot of room for self-esteem building. What will you do for the kids who think they're terrible? Well, I know that it's not always easy to take on different challenges. I know I was not used to being innovative when it comes to expressing my mastery, so I probably would have been a terrible person at this, but you tried and you gave it a good go, and you were able to express yourself in a way that you never had done before. So yeah, you're not that great, but I know that everybody wins because you tried. All right, what is the role of the classroom teacher? Classroom teacher is more of a guide when it comes to the Makerspace, and what they do is they help you learn how to communicate your needs when it comes to putting together a project. The teacher's role, it is a little more hands-off than most situations may call for. It really should be this way. It's not necessarily taking a kick back in your desk and read your Cosmo mag, but kind of showing students what it looks like to put these things together on your own, but nonetheless allow that creativity to take flight, because you will have some gifted students in there. And then final thoughts on this. You know, I really like the idea that what it does is you set up a spot in your classroom and you take donations for materials that don't usually come around that often. Like, I don't know, say you're working with toilet paper tubes, or say you need donations of old computer parts. Whatever it is, it's a different way of getting school supplies for your kids, and it sets it up to where the kids are able to go in there and use the parts freely, tinker around without any kind of repercussions, and know that they can always have that outlet to discovery. So thank you very much for tuning in. Have a good day.